Alright guys, Monday, May 1st. I gotta turn the page on the calendar. Didn't plan this out very well, but we'll come back. We're at T-139, Monday, May 1st. And we're back on sandblasting duty, detail, whatever you want to call it today. We're going to finish up the last remaining piece from the driver's side front suspension. This is a lower control arm. We're going to finish that, and then we'll move on to this pile over here, which is the passenger side. Alright, the front driver's side suspension components are officially done. So now we move on to repeat the whole process and do the passenger side. So here goes another, I don't know, 10 hours. So here's my make work project while the air compressor is charging. I'm sort of just tired of sitting around and trying to find stuff to do, or just kind of twiddling my thumbs while the compressor is charging. So we've got a bin here of old hardware, so old set screws and bolts and nuts and washers, etc. of various sizes. So what we're going to do is we've just got some Ziploc containers here. We're going to sort those into the appropriate containers and get things a little more organized. Alright, so we got that bin cleaned out, and those are just empty bags in there. Must have been, I don't know, 25 different bags of hardware in there that I just went through and sorted out. So we got a better idea what we got. And if we ever run across a need for a particular set screw or bolt or nut or washer or whatever, we probably have it somewhere. The thing with the Triumphs is they're all fine thread bolts, Imperial bolts, SAE. So sometimes it's a little difficult to find a fine thread bolt if you're in need of one, so it's always good to have some spares kicking around. Anyway, back to sandblasting. Alright guys, quick update for you. Monday night. Here's where we're at on the clean parts. Not too bad. Making progress anyway. So we have these bits here left to go, as well as the lower control arms sitting over there on the floor that need to be wire brushed still. So we still have a fair ways to go, but like I said, we're making progress, so that's the main part. Alright guys, that's it for tonight. We'll get back out here tomorrow and hopefully finish up what's on the table at least, and probably take till Wednesday at least to get those lower control arms done. We shall see. Alright guys, Tuesday, May 2nd, just after 8 p.m. Back on the 68 TR250 restoration. We are at T-minus 138. Still working on the passenger side front suspension components. There's the lower control arms. We've got some bits over here that needs to go through the blaster, so we're just getting the compressor charged up in order to do that. Pretty tired tonight, but we don't want to waste any days, so we're going to do a power hour or two out here at least tonight. So we're going to get cracking and get those things cleaned up. We'll come back. Alright guys, we're going to call it a night. It's coming up to 9:45. We got the brake dust shield done and the upper control arms done tonight, so got a few more bits to do. We got the vertical link to go and the upper control arms to go. Probably tomorrow night we'll get out here. I've just got them cleaned up as best I can. So we'll get out here and complete those hopefully tomorrow night, and then that will be the finish of the front suspension with the exception of the hubs, which I've mentioned before. So I'll be happy when that's done. Then we'll move on to some other bits. I've got some other bits out of the bins. These are the sway bar end links, so we'll have to get those in the sandblaster at some point as well. So we're going to start going through the bins for the rear suspension that we've got over here. So I know I've got to do the brake back plates, for example. So we're going to start digging stuff out of these bins, hopefully middle of the week, towards the end of the week. Alright guys, that's it for tonight. Talk to you later. Alright guys, Wednesday, May 3rd, T-minus 137. Different day, same story. We're going to try to finish these front suspension components up today, or tonight. just about 7 o'clock, so we'll put a couple hours in tonight. And then we'll move on to something else. So that's the plan. So our make work project for tonight, while the compressor recharges, is to disassemble the brake back plate. So we're removing the adjuster and the wheel cylinder from the back plate so we can get that cleaned up before we stick that in the blaster. Well, just a quick shot of that. So we're just about to take the adjuster out. We've got one of the nuts off, the other one's just about to come off. So there you go, quick shot of that. So we'll continue the disassembly of that. Alright guys, just coming up to 10 o'clock and we're done for tonight. We've got all but one of the passenger side suspension components done, and that's the vertical link still needs to be done. We did make some progress on taking apart that brake back plate, and we managed to clean up the brake adjuster, which is looking pretty good. And that was totally seized up, so we've managed to unseize that and make it look a little bit better. And we also cleaned up that rear brake cylinder as well, and that looks pretty good. This one actually looks pretty new, so we may go back with that. I believe I have two new ones of these anyway, but we may just go with the parts that came off with the car. We're definitely going to go with this brake adjuster because I know the new ones you can buy, they're not the greatest of quality, and the studs end up snapping off the back of them in a lot of cases. So if you can use your old brake adjusters, go ahead and use them. They're better than the new repros. Anyway, so we got some other bits here from the brake back plate. This obviously the brake springs. These are the locking plates for the cylinder, the wheel cylinder, and this is the emergency brake lever, compensator, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to blast those as well and get those cleaned up at a later date. We did get the brackets for the sway bar off the car, or off the links as well, so we're going to clean those up in the blaster at some point. So yeah, so we're making progress, slow but sure. Anyway, that's the update for tonight, and we'll get back out here tomorrow night. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, welcome back. Thursday, May 4th, just after 7:15. We are at T-minus 1:36 according to the calendar. And unfortunately, the garage doors are still closed. It's a brutal night, and we're into a brutal period of weather for about 3 or 4 days where we've got rainfall warnings in effect and flood warnings. We're actually even supposed to get some snow on Sunday. It's supposed to be extremely cold, well below seasonal. And my poor magnolia tree, which has just bloomed, I don't think it's going to make it through the weekend. I'm sure all those flowers are going to be on the ground come Monday. So unfortunately that'll be short-lived. Anyway, we're going to continue on working on the front suspension. We got one piece left. Actually, 3 pieces basically. We've got this vertical link to do, and I stripped a couple more pieces. These are the front sway bar links, mounting points, so we're going to strip those as well. I did get a head start on the rear suspension, and we've got the brake back plate there all stripped down and wire brushed, as well as some of the components from the back plate that we're going to throw in the blaster as well. As I mentioned, I did clean up the wheel cylinder and the adjuster yesterday, so we're happy with that. Anyway, we're going to charge up the compressor and get into blasting mode, and we'll give you an update at the end of the night. Alright guys, just coming up to 9:30 or so, and we've now got the entire front suspension completed, and we've also made some progress on those rear brake back plates. We've got them disassembled and cleaned. All the mechanisms are sandblasted, the locking plates, the wheel cylinders have been cleaned up, as well as the adjusters have been cleaned up and lubed, so those are ready to go. It looks like we need a new brake cylinder for the driver's side. That one looked like it was leaking fluid and had been sort of crystallized under the rubber cap there, so I believe we have a couple of new wheel cylinders that we'll put in here. We'll keep this one as a backup just in case. Anyway, that's the progress report for tonight. So I think what we might do is, although it may be fairly boring, I think we'll upload this tonight, and we will start fresh tomorrow for the weekend, and try to get some progress on these brake back plates. I have a feeling that I may just throw these in a bin along with the trailing arms, which are too big to really to get in my cabinet, and they will take forever to blast. I have a feeling that I'm probably going to take the trailing arms up along with the brake back plates and probably the brake drums up to the sandblasters and get them to do that, because I just don't have the time or the patience, and I don't really think my compressor will actually handle that very well. So I think we'll be making a trip to the sandblasters for those specific parts. That'll save me a little bit of time, like I'd said as well. So I might throw some money at that. Haven't quite decided yet, but I think that's the route we're going to go. Anyway, we'll upload this. We'll get back out here tomorrow, and we'll talk to you then. Thanks for watching. Night.